The pandemic represents a rare but a narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. The COVID 19 pandemic has led to dramatic loss of human life and presents an unprecedented challenge to global economies in the world. The COVID 19 pandemic continues to impact all aspects of our lives, while the impact of the pandemic will vary from country to country. The objective of this video is to analyze the impact of the COVID 19 pandemic on Brazil and Sri Lanka. In 2010, Brazil was the largest in Latin America. From 2000 to 2012, Brazil was one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. Brazil was stuck in the middle income trap and faced high unemployment before the pandemic. The service sector, which is the largest contributor to Brazil's GDP, has suffered a major setback due to the pandemic. As a result of the COVID-19 outbreak, employees in tourism and import-export industries had to terminate their jobs. Brazil forecasts that the economy will take at least 10 years to recover this unemployment. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Brazil's main foreign income source, which is tourism, was badly affected. Tourism-related businesses, hotels, restaurants, theaters, car rentals lost their income since April 2019. The government of Brazil is pursuing various fiscal policies throughout the pandemic duration. To protect the poor, the government has expanded its wide conditional cash transfer program, which is known as Bolsa Familia, by more than 1.2 million families. In this sense, Brazil has mustered a strong economic response to the crisis, but implementation remains as the key.
Sri Lanka was reclassified as a lower middle income nation by the World Bank from a previous upper middle income status. The country has a complete annual growth of 6.4% from 2003 to 2012, well above its regional companions, but has slowed since then. In view of COVID-19 pandemic, the Sri Lankan economy was struck at a particularly low growth and escalating public debt burden by the end of 2019. At the time, GDP growth slowed at 2.3% and it was the lowest growth in the last 18 years. While COVID-19 spreading at a high rate in Sri Lanka, it didn't affect a huge impact to the agriculture, but it affected badly on the industries such as tourism, tea and manufacturing. As a result of that, Sri Lanka's GDP contracted by 5.3% during January to September 2020. Sri Lanka has maintained a strong, steady economy after 2009 by accomplishing a 3.4% inflation rate. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation has increased. The loss of jobs and incomes incurred with the pandemic was intense. Therefore, the unemployment level was increased rapidly. During the lockdown period, the government revenue significantly declined and also government expenditure has been increased due to many reasons such as healthcare services and livelihood support programs for vulnerable groups. At last, COVID-19 pandemic was a huge hit to Sri Lankan economy.
In order to mitigate the adverse impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Brazil and Sri Lankan economy should undertake effective fiscal, monetary, and trade policy measures. As fiscal policy strategies, the government should focus on providing healthcare services and other essential services to the community. Further, it is recommended to distribute income to the vulnerable groups and employees to ensure social security. The government can use monetary policies to boost up the economic activities. Under that, lowering policy rates would help the enterprises, SMEs, and the other businesses to enhance their productions. Under international trade, both economies have already taken necessary steps to obtain medical products and the other essentials, and it is vital to release trade rules and regulations to facilitate the trade among global economies while ensuring effective supply of medical products and other essential goods in order to combat against the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we were able to identify the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak on Brazilian and Sri Lankan economies and how they responded to that. So by taking effective economic strategies, both the countries will be able to secure their economies and ensure long-term economic sustainability.